Space, says the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is big. Space is really big. Really, really big. You won't believe just how vastly, hugely, mind-bogglingly, inconceivably big it is. I mean, you may think it's a long way down to the road to the store, but that's just peanuts to space. Given the vast hugeness of space, alien life just seems likely. As far as we know, the universe is infinite, and it's still expanding in size, and that's just the part we can see. With the size of an infinite universe, the probability of other life reaches 1. Now, say we bumped into some of this unknown intelligent life out there. It brings up a lot of questions. How would they treat us? How would we treat them?
Arthur! What the hell are those things? They're ships from a Vulcan constructor fleet. I picked up their signal this morning. Here, you'll need this. What are you doing? Hang on, we're hitching a ride.
People of Earth, this is Prosthetic Vogon Jeltz of the Galactic Hyperspace Planning Council. As you are probably aware, plans for the development of the outlying regions of the galaxy involve the building of the Hyperspace Express route through your star system. And your planet is one of those scheduled for demolition. There's no point acting all surprised about it. The plans and demolition orders have been on display at a local planning office in Alpha Centauri for 50 of your Earth years. If you can't be bothered to take an interest in local affairs, that should end them out. A pathetic bloody planet. I've no sympathy at all.
What ethical obligations do extraterrestrials have to us? We would like to think that we should be respected as a species, but what if an alien race has a completely different moral system than we do? Are we worthless in comparison, or do we have value on a galactic level?
Time's up.
True and false.
This was the key, to put it simply, that allowed us to decipher their language for physics, geometry, chemistry. Next frame, Ellie.
Yes, and when we apply this to the rest of the message, we find this.
Those look like engineering schematics, almost like blueprints.
Yeah.
Yes, it is our belief that the message contains instructions for building something, some kind of machine.
A machine? That does what, Doctor?
Well, we don't know. It might be some type of advanced communication device, or it could be a teaching machine of some kind, or it might turn out to be some kind of a transport.
Transport?
There's no proof of that.
The fact is, you don't know what it does. It could be anything. It could be a Trojan horse. We build it, and out pours the entire Vegan army.
Why bother even risking the personnel? It could be a weapon.
Right, some kind of a doomsday machine.
Exactly. Every time they detect a new civilization, they fax down these construction documents from outer space. We poor saps build whatever this thing is and blow ourselves to kingdom come.
There's no reason to believe that their intentions are hostile.
Why is it the default position of the egghead set that aliens would always be benign. Why is that, Doctor?
We pose no threat to them. It would be like us going out of our way to destroy a few microbes on some anthill in Africa.
It's an interesting analogy. And how guilty would we feel if we went and destroyed a few microbes on an anthill in Africa?
I hope you're right, Doctor. I really do. But right now, my job is to protect American lives from any plausible threat. And in that regard, I am obligated to assume the worst.
How trusting should we be of alien races? The microbe analogy brings up a good point. Would an extraterrestrial race want to annihilate us and strip our planet of resources like Independence Day? Or would they be benign? If the extraterrestrials were hostile, we are probably screwed as a species. Because of this, and the potential scientific implications of a friendly first contact scenario, we should approach any unknown intelligence with cautious optimism.
Now, to everyone's surprise, the ship didn't come to a stop over Manhattan or Washington or Chicago, but instead coasted to a halt directly over the city of Johannesburg. The doors didn't open for 3 months. It just hovered there. Nobody could get in. And they eventually decided, after much deliberation, that the best thing to do would be to physically cut their way in.
We were on the verge of first contact. The whole world was watching. Expecting, I don't know, music from heaven and bright shining lights.
There's a lot of moisture here. Good, go slowly. Oh my God.
The creatures were extremely malnourished. They were very unhealthy. They seemed to be aimless. There was a lot of international pressure on us at the time. The entire world was looking at Johannesburg, so we had to do the right thing. The government then established an aid group that started to ferry the aliens to a temporary camp or set up just beneath the ship.
We didn't have a plan. There was a million of them. So what was a temporary holding zone soon became fenced, became militarized, and before we knew it, it was a slum.
If the scenario in District 9 did occur, how would we as a society react? Would we take the same action as the people in the film? What would be the ethical way to handle a stranded extraterrestrial race? As humans, is it our responsibility to care for other sentient creatures?
Welcome to Earth.
That's what I call a close encounter.